Good morning, day 120. Are you getting bored with this series yet? I have my days, I must say, but it's fun. It helps me be creative, which is always a good thing. So some of my seedlings that I planted this week are already coming up. Some broccoli and cabbage. I'm so excited about that. Now hopefully I can keep them alive when I plant them outside. So today it's supposed to have a thunderstorm later, but it's a pretty decent day. Kind of cloudy, but that's alright. I prefer working in the cloudy weather. Warm and cloudy is nice, that way you don't get so hot. But I have some kale I want to plant in one of my planters out there, and I have a little greenhouse top to go over it, so because it's still going to be going into the 30s later on this week at night, but kale doesn't mind the cold, but these are still young and tender, so I need to protect them a little bit. So I think I've decided I'm just going to make one of my flower raised beds with kale, because it was a mixture of seeds that I planted. So we'll see what comes up, but I enjoy eating kale, and it's very healthy. You can put it in smoothies, or my favorite way of eating it is chopped like chiffonade style, and then with a dressing. I like kale like that. That's my preferred way to eat it. Of course, you can cook it, you can saute it, lots of ways to make it. But some people hate kale. I actually enjoy eating it. So anyway, while it's still not raining, I'm going to go out in my garden and make my plan, because I'm totally redoing my garden area because of the sun. And in the past, I've had a lot of failures with crops because they didn't get enough sun. So this year I'm hoping to alleviate that, because this is a lot of work, but it's a labor of love for me. So anyway, I'm going to take my coffee outside and enjoy the warm weather while I can. All right, I'll be back later. Maybe I'll show you my garden and what I want to switch around. Plants need to go outside, and I did not sow these very thick, because first of all, I didn't want to waste seeds, and secondly, I didn't want like 100 kale plants to transplant. So these all came up nicely, and I want to put these out in the bed. One of my little baby arugulas that I had planted in my little arrow garden, and I had planted 2 seeds, and I took the smaller one out, and now I'm putting it into this pot that I bought on Amazon, and it's got the self-watering wick. So I want to see how it does. It's looking healthy, and I'll just feed it just a little bit. This is just a seed starting mix, so I'm going to try that in these pots. I don't know how it'll work, because yeah, I haven't tried this before, so it's a little experiment. But if it works, I'll have little arugula. So I planted my little baby arugula and stuck it under the light, and I put a few drops of liquid fertilizer in with it. It has a window for the amount of water. It's full now. This little grow light is so nice, and it's not very expensive. I think I paid $29 something for it on Amazon, and it's called a desk grow light. And this adjusts up and down, so you can grow bigger plants there. This isn't going to live here all the time. It's the first one I've done. But it also has, you can do 3, 9, or 12 hours on here, or you can do 25, 50, 75, or 100% light, and this is the on-off switch. So I'm very impressed with this little grow light. I really, really like it. So I'm going to set up the rest of my garden here within the next day or two and get them going. And this is going to have mostly, I have 3 of them, and they'll have lettuces and herbs. So I'll keep you updated on how it's going. This could be an alternative to an arrow garden if it works. Like I said, this is an experiment. A lot of money, and you don't have the money for a little greenhouse. I save these produce containers. You can get baby spinach and mixed whatever. So when these are first starting to sprout, I put the regular lid on it. So, but I would suggest taking the stickers off because it's going to shade the little plants if you don't. But if you have 2 of these, once the plants get a little taller, you can put 2 of them together and you have a taller little greenhouse. So again, take the label off, but save your little containers and use them to grow food. Another thing that you can do with them is use them to hold your little seed cells, and then you can water from the bottom. So they come in very handy. I don't have a ton of these, but I'm going to start saving more of them for next year, because this has worked out really well this year. In the garden here with me because it's a mess. So there's projects that I want to do here. I'm going to zip tie this plant stand to my hummingbird feeder station, and I'm going to spray paint it red and hopefully attract more hummingbirds. So yeah, this is all a big mess out here. But it's from the winter and there's no flowers, so it'll look good once I'm done. It looks like this every year. So this is the area over here that I want to change, because this is the only area that gets sun. Now I just bought these little tables, and if you can see here, I have these little tables already set up, but I'm going to set this all up different. And what I want to do, since I got more fencing, is I'm going to take the fencing and put it just all the way out here and keep this area all for garden, and then the rest of the area, which isn't huge, will be for the dogs. So over here, yeah, I cram a lot of things in this little garden. This is what I just put new dirt in, and this bed over here, I love these planters. I wish I had like 20 of them, but they're expensive. But these are the ones I got for $20. They were $19.99 at Mark's, and I got them, about 4 years ago maybe, and they sell for over $100. Same exact thing. So this is the one that I want to plant the little kale plants in. And then this year I'm just going to keep this one over here for lettuces and spinach. So that's the plan, and this eventually is a tropical garden. I have a lot of cannas and stuff like that I'm going to plant on the other side of this little fence. And this is the garden over here that I need to move because it doesn't get enough sun. So, got a lot of work to do, but that's okay. This is my hobby. This is what I enjoy doing. So, And I'm trying to figure out ways, and part of the reason I'm sharing this with you is because I know a lot of you are older, like I am, and gardening is getting harder and harder for me every year. So I'm trying to figure out easier ways for me to continue doing what I love and still be able to garden and just make it easy for myself. Alright, so I thought I would share this with you, and I'll show the progress I'm making as I go along, and hopefully this works out so I don't have to change it again. Brunch, day 120. Let's see what we can find. Alrighty, I'd like to use this pizza sauce up that I made. And maybe some of this pesto. And some onion and some of these chicken fries. Let's see what else. I still have some of my Walmart bread. And let's see what else. Some Italian cheese. Can you guess where I'm going with this? And some mushroom. Let's see what else. Some olives. Okay, I'm going to have a pizza for brunch. All right, I will meet you at the stove. Right, I cut my bread that I had left down the middle. This I can cut in half and make a sandwich out of. So I'm going to save that. And I'm just going to use the bottom, because eating the bottom and the top is going to be too much food for me. So, okay. Oh, I have a mess going. Look at this mess. Yes, I guess construction takes a lot of space. All right, so I've got that. And I've got this pesto here that I had made that was in the freezer. So that needs to get eaten up. So I'm just going to put a little thin layer of it. I don't even remember what I put in here to make it, because it's been in the freezer for a while. So now I'm happy that I'm using it up. I don't remember what greens I used or what nuts I used, but you can mix and match a lot of nuts and greens and make a pesto. If you have too much of anything, you know, make a pesto out of it. All right, so next is going to come the sauce. And this is just tomato sauce that I put pizza seasoning into. Alright, not a whole lot left here, but it's too much for one piece, so I might just freeze the rest of this little bit of pizza sauce, because that'll be enough for another one, but it's getting kind of old in the fridge, so I may just stick it in the freezer. Because I can always add it to a soup, or make another pizza out of it. Okay, so that's that. Now, I think I'm going to cut up this tomato. Now this is an organic tomato that I bought at Mark's the other day. It's really pretty. But I want to harvest some of the seeds, and I'm going to put some on my pizza. So I have no idea what kind of tomato this is, but I wouldn't mind growing it. So we'll see how that works. My yellow one hasn't come up yet, but I just planted that 2 days ago, so let's take a look. Not many seeds in this one. So, but I like a tomato without a lot of seeds. I like to grow those. So there's a few in here that I'll just take out. So I'll be back when I get this done. I'm sure you don't want to watch me do this part. Alright, I haven't put the cheese on here yet, but I have tomato, mushroom, onion, a chicken fry cut up, and Kalamata olive. So now I'm going to put the cheese on, stick it in the toaster oven for, maybe 7-8 minutes until the cheese melts, and have a yummy brunch. So I got these mushrooms in that $5 produce haul, and they're in plastic, of course, when you get them. Now, I've read that you should store your mushrooms in a paper bag. So that's what I'm going to do. Worst case scenario, if you put them in a paper bag in your refrigerator, they'll dry out, but that's okay. It's better than them getting slimy, because I need to cook these. Of course, when you get $5 produce, it's, seen its better day. So, but I'm going to take it out of this plastic and just stick it in this paper bag until I can cook it, maybe tomorrow or maybe later on this evening. So there we go. And as you can see, it's starting to collect moisture on the bottom. So I'm just going to stick these in the fridge just the way they are. Alright, I harvested the seeds out of the tomato. There were not a lot of seeds. And this is a very kind of on the dry side tomato. It's not a juicy tomato, but I think a tomato like this, I don't know what kind it is, would be good for making sauce, a nice thick sauce. But I cut it up, I'm going to eat it in a salad later. So I'm waiting for my pizza. So here is my pizza. It's a loaded, not chicken pizza. So there we have it. And I'm just going to cut this in half and give it a taste. How could it not be good, right? Italian bread with all the fixings and yummy sauce. So let me give it a try. Going in. Where? Good and tasty. So if you're in the mood for a pizza and you have bread, this is another reason why I don't like to get the sliced Italian bread. I just get the whole loaf, because I can do more with it. Alright, I'll be back later. I'm going to eat my brunch. Dinner on day 120. I don't have anything to show you because I had a little bit of that not tuna, macaroni and cheese left over from yesterday because I didn't eat it all. So that's what I had for dinner this evening. I was going to have a salad, but I'm not really hungry. So later on I might have a snack, maybe some cheese and crackers, if I get hungry. But for now, that was dinner day 120. Same thing I had yesterday. So today, it was nice enough. It started to rain and then it was drizzling, and I thought, well, I'm going to go outside anyway and do a little something. So I got a couple of things moved around in the backyard, a new home for them back there, and I made a plan as to what's going to go where. So, and then little by little I'll execute the plan, because that's the only way it works anymore for me. So, have you guys gotten your garden together yet? Or do you have to wait like I have to wait? I might be able to get some things done tomorrow. I'm not sure, because the weather's iffy. So anyway, that was my day today. I did some more indoor planting, and some of the little Sweet 100 tomatoes that I planted the other day, they're already coming up. So I'm surprised how quickly things are germinating up in my little grow room up there. So if you can't outdoor garden, if you live in an apartment, or you can't, association, homeowners association won't allow you to garden, and you have a desire to do so, think about setting up a little indoor garden so that you can have some fresh herbs and some lettuces. And even if you get a generic type arrow garden, they are not that expensive. I think, my opinion is, it's worth the investment. So what do you guys think about that? Would you think about getting an indoor garden going if you can't garden outside? I know sometimes you might be more successful doing that than if you say you have a covered patio where you don't get any sun. And that, that doesn't always work either. So, and you have to sort of plant the plants. I mean, like, you can't get tomatoes if you don't have sun, but you can get spinach, and you can get lettuce, kale, greens. A lot of greens will grow in at least semi-shaded conditions. So, and if you have a lot of wind where you live, you might think about putting up some kind of a windscreen. It doesn't have to be expensive. Just even, a piece of cloth or something. But there's ways you can do it. So anyway, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you. And I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.